What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So I don't even know what to say at this point when it comes to how studios are handling casting updates and information. So I called this one. I called it and I called it and I called it. Last week, I think we did 2 or 3 Dexter Resurrection casting updates. I think we did 2. There was a third one that came out around Thursday or Friday, and I absolutely refused to do it. I refused to do a quick video letting everyone know about the latest casting update because I felt like I did not want an uprising of you all saying, how many more casting updates can we get? But we got more, and I'm only reporting on this one because it is a bit surprising. This character is coming back in some way, shape, or form, as was one of the ones from last week. But as I've mentioned, we have literally gotten anywhere between either 1 casting update or up to 3 casting updates a week, and it feels like, as I've mentioned before, it's just they're adding some of these names, they're bringing some of these big characters back to try to ramp up as much excitement for this series as possible. So for this quick video, we are going to cover off on not just the update that dropped not even less than an hour ago today. And I figured while I'm at it, I might as well just update you all on the 3rd casting that took place late last week. Just do them both in one episode or one video, just to keep everyone informed. So we'll as you can see from the headline here, this is the one from today. So one of these individuals we already knew was coming back. We reported on it early last week, around the same time last week, which was John Lithgow, the Trinity Killer, Arthur Mitchell. We knew he was coming back. He had even come out and mentioned, yes, he is coming back. He was only there for filming for 1 day, and he made it seem like, based on what he told us, he was only there for like a hospital scene, which led us to believe he's in the very first episode, because we know Dexter is in the emergency room in the hospital, as was what was shown to us at the beginning of Dexter Original Sin. They were extending of what happened at the end of Dexter New Blood. He's rushed to the hospital. Once he's there, he starts to get this life flashes before your eyes, which then transports us back in time into the timeline of Dexter Original Sin, and then that series concluded. So the thought is that Dexter Resurrection will pick up at the hospital, and then again, that's where John Lithgow is indicated, based on what he has said, would make the most amount of sense where his character will pop back up. Now let's look at this headline. Jimmy Smits and John Lithgow are back for Dexter Resurrection. So I don't think any of us, again, not on my bingo card, that Jimmy Smits would be coming back to play Miguel Prado in Dexter Resurrection. So we all know Miguel was killed in the original Dexter series. He even had a very, very small cameo, his younger version in Dexter Original Sin, when not lieutenant at the time she wasn't a lieutenant, but LaGuerta was being picked up by Harry as they were traveling to as far as one of the investigations they were working on, and she is leaving either her place, or I think it's her place, and Miguel is leaving with her in the morning. So we both know whatever that confirmed the affair that Miguel was having, that was called out in the original series. So let's take a look at these article details. Then we're going to jump over. We're only going to look at the first half of this. I did skim this article, and only the first half of this has any valid information. The rest of this article, but I will has everything we've already talked about and looked at as far as casting information. So as you can see here, we are not going to go over all this in great detail, but I will put the link of these articles in the description of this video. So if you want to go back through and read everything, you can do so. So for 8 seasons and 96 episodes, from 2006 to 2013, the series Dexter ran on Showtime, telling the story of Dexter Morgan, and we know all this already. Let's get down here a little bit further. And in 2021, he and Showtime brought us the revival series, Dexter New Blood, which for a time also seemed to be the end of it all. But that's not the case. Showtime has tasked Phillips with continue to build up the Dexter franchise with the prequel series, Dexter Original Sin, which premiered last December, and that show has already ended. And we did do a week-by-week breakdown of each episode. We have a playlist for that, so go check it out if you want to see those videos. And a New Blood follow-up called Dexter Resurrection, heading for a June premiere. So this is the first time we have actually got a concrete month as far as when this series is going to take place. Before, all the other updates we've been talking about, it was, hey, it's coming this year or it's coming this summer. We didn't have an idea when this summer, but now we know it is coming in June. Now, when in June, we don't know yet, but at least we have it now pinned down to the month. Filming on Dexter Resurrection is currently underway, and Dexter isn't the only one being resurrected for this show. Deadline reports that Jimmy Smits and John Lithgow, who played Miguel Prado and in Dexter Season 3, and Arthur Mitchell, the Trinity Killer in Dexter Season 4, respectively, will both be appearing in the new episodes. So we're going to come back to that. Despite the fact that their characters were killed off long ago, Smits, and it goes on to talk about a little bit more. So that's that last bit though, that sticks out to me. Will be appearing in new episodes, not episode. So unless they're saying episodes to account for both of them appearing, or they're saying episodes where both of them could be appearing in multiple episodes. Because again, John Lithgow was only there for one day of filming and that was it. He was done. So I don't want to read too much into this. That again, they could be indicating that episodes is implying that, okay, well, you know, John Lithgow is in one episode, you know, Jimmy is in 1 or 2 episodes, which implies episodes, rather than both of them appearing in more than one. So something a little bit interesting. Hopefully, again, as we get closer to June, we'll find out some more information about what level and how big of a role they will be playing, unless it's just these small cameos and that's all. So that's the big update. Jimmy Smits is coming back. Again, we've already covered off on John Lithgow. Now, the other update that came out last week, which I was not going to cover, but again, I figured we might as well talk about it while we're here. I mean, it only makes sense, is going to be Dexter Resurrection brings back Dexter New Blood cast member David Magidoff. Again, if that's how you pronounce his name, not sure. So again, we get the same level we get the same intro for 8 seasons, 96 episodes, so on and so forth. Showtime has Taz Phillips. Again, it's all the same here. So we go on a little bit more. Filming on Dexter is currently underway, and Deadline has just revealed that David Magidoff, who played Teddy Reed from the Iron Lake Police Department in Dexter New Blood, will be playing the character again in this new batch of episodes. Magidoff will have a reoccurring role on Dexter Resurrection, which is interesting that he is coming back, because we do know a good portion, or supposedly a good portion, of this show is going to be taking place in New York. But obviously at the beginning, he's in a hospital, at least in the area where New Blood ended. So it could make sense why he would probably be in the first episode or 2. But if this series starts shifting to New York, we don't know if it's possibly going to move back to Florida. And if it does, a reoccurring role, what does that mean? Does he kind of just pop up here and there? Maybe, again, the first 2 episodes where he's around, you know, a good portion of the main cast. And then reoccurring role where, hey, we need to call down to the Lake Police. We need to call down to the Iron Lake Police Department. And they end up with Teddy on the phone, right? And that's his reoccurring role, by giving information about how he knows Dexter, what's he think of Dexter, you know, so on and so forth. And of course, he may not even know Dexter by Dexter's real name. He shouldn't. And then starts to give information about how he knows Dexter. So, and again, the rest of this article just goes on to, it's a literal copy and paste from the other article we just looked at, as far as these last 3-4 paragraphs. It's all the exact same information. So nothing new there. So those are the 2 latest casting updates for Dexter Resurrection. Mark my words, I would not be surprised if we get another 2 casting updates this week, at least 1 more, because that just seems to be the routine that we've seen for almost 2.5 months. So be on the lookout. If there is something big, we will bring it to you. Otherwise, if they're just small casting updates, we might just consolidate them all into one video and just do one. So let us know down in the comment section what you think about Jimmy Smits returning back to the Dexter universe. I mean, again, his character was killed off. And let us know also what you think about David coming back as well to replay the character he had played in New Blood. Again, drop a comment in the comment section. And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Peace.